What's up, guys? Welcome to JMac Sports Cards. So as you know, I try to usually keep it positive, but I'm also someone who keeps it very real. And so today we're going to take a look at and talk about some of the darker sides of social media, the hobby, eBay, whatnot. Every platform, really honestly, in every segment of society, there is corruption, there is criminal activity that takes place, crazy people with mental disorders, people with, issues going on in life that plays out into their lives. So with the segment of the population that is the case, obviously it's gonna bleed over into no matter what hobby you're into, no matter what, from the upper class to the middle class to the lower class, everywhere in between, there are issues that arise. And so today, that's what I want to look at. I'm gonna look at some of the darker sides of the hobby. I guess I'll start by just talking a little bit about a couple recent examples. I teased this in the previous video. A couple recent examples of some crazy people that I interacted with, had bad experiences with as a seller over on the eBay platform. One of which was me and my family were kicking back. It was Sunday, the day of rest. Me and my wife enjoy watching, and the family enjoy watching Mandalorian over on Disney Plus.
This is the way.
And we realized we hadn't caught up on the new season that just released. Like I said, it was a Sunday night. I had auctions ending at 8:30. So we curl up, we begin to watch the show, and then those auctions start ending. So I did have my phone with me. I made the mistake of checking my phone, and not related to the auctions, there was a offer that came in earlier for a Deebo Samuel Select Rookie. So someone sent me an offer of $5 for the card. I accepted the offer. But when I checked my phone and looked, it was someone railing me, dropping F-bombs, calling me, all kinds of things. It just confused. I dare say this was an individual that was intoxicated or, using some mind-altering substance, because very little of it made sense. He was saying, "Oh, you're not gonna get me." When issues like this occur, or you get some crazy messages like this, a good plan of attack with it is to, even if you start typing a response and you're in the moment, in your emotions of the moment, pull back, put the phone away, pick it back up, and reread what you were writing earlier. So that's what I had to do. I said, I'm not going to respond right now. I'm not going to respond right now. Then a little bit later, a couple minutes later, I did respond. I just said, if this order was, or if your offer was sent by mistake, I'll gladly cancel it. And then he calmed down a little bit, and he said, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to cancel the order. So I said, I'll gladly take care of it. And then I went back to watching the show. I wasn't going to get up, stop everything I'm doing, stop family time, to go deal with a $5 card, right? To go cancel an order. I don't know how many more minutes went by, maybe 10 more minutes, and then same individual he's like, you better get this straight, and he started threatening me, threatening things, mail fraud, this, that. Like I said, this individual had to be on a mind-altering substance. After we finished watching Mandalorian, I went outside to the shed, canceled that order, replied with a message just ignoring all of his other messages, saying, your order has been canceled per your request. And then I promptly went and blocked him.
Blocked.
So that is basically the mode of operation on all of these types of situations. There's one more situation that I'll get to. I'll save that one for the end, but we'll get into that in a little bit here. But let's talk about some other things that go on. I'm going to call out specifically one platform that I feel like is riddled with lots of corruption and lots of scams. That's Whatnot. I think there's a lot. You're seeing that a lot. You're seeing a lot of these breakers that use that platform. A lot of them, and they're taking cards. You saw this situation with the Retail King.
Yes, sir. We are the Retail King over here on this side. You already know we are the Retail Kings on this side. Jesus Christ. No way. Let's get it.
There were others, Granddaddy's cards or something like that, and the list goes on and on and on. There's lots of scammy breakers. So personally, I don't understand how just going on to some of these streams that I see just off of the vibe, then me giving them money. I just feel like it's a recipe for scammy activity. And then a lot of the mystery packs over on Whatnot, you know, I've not participated, I've watched. At one point I was approved as a seller on the platform, so I began to peruse around the app to try to learn and see what others were doing, and went to a couple mystery pack sessions where they were saying comps were one thing, the hits were certain comps, and then the floor was, you know, whatever the floor they were saying it was. And I went in and began to check comps on some of the things that were being pulled that they said the floor was, let's say, $10. I mean, cards were coming in, comps with $2 to $3 or $4, dollar. And then what they had advertised as hits, $100 or $150 hit, comps were coming in at half of what they were saying the actual hit was worth. So there's a lot of that, so just be aware of that, you know. And even one of them, I called out the individual in the chat and then got attacked in the comments or in the chat section of that Whatnot stream, and the guy gave me the boot. So even when you're a voice of reason on Whatnot, you become the person under fire rather than the person who is scamming other people.
Watch out for the scammers. Everybody's gonna try to scam.
Go figure that. But so here's some other things that you got to look for. I mean, this plays out. It's not only with my situation as a seller on eBay and on platforms. Also, as a buyer, you should be on the lookout for fake cards, reprints that are being sold as the real deal. DC Sports 87 just put out a good video on some of because they are a consignor, that one of the biggest consignors on eBay, and so people send them cards all the time, and then they get listed through DC Sports 87. So in other words, the individual is anonymous in the transaction because it's being sold by DC Sports. So they vet the cards, and I guess it's the CEO or the owner of the company, put out a video about the most common fakes that come through that people try to send to get them to post on the platform.
You guys know we receive thousands of cards on a daily basis, and unfortunately every now and then we're going to run across a few fakes. Wanted to highlight some of the most commonly fakes that we run across. Let's jump into it. 12 out of 50 Tom Brady auto, triple LeBron auto, bad fakes. Of course, Jordan and Gretzky reprint rookies. Commonly fake set, Upper Deck NFL legends Bart Starr, Johnny Unitas. And lastly, these float around pretty often, Willie Mays Topps legend autos with the COA on the sticker on the back, even though it is a fake. Make sure whether you guys are shopping on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook, local shows, shops, whatever it might be, stay vigilant out there and make good choices.
So you got to look out for that as a buyer on eBay, on any platform. And with these consigners, if there's a new up-and-coming consigner, you gotta be aware that could be a potential that they're not looking for. They're not looking for fakes and reprints. So it's definitely something to look for. Another thing you gotta be aware of and be on the lookout for is like fake slabs, cards and fake slabs. Or someone acquired a PSA 10 Michael Jordan 86 Fleer, and they have a lesser, let's say they got like a 5 or 6. There are people who crack out a PSA 10 Jordan, put a 5 in it, and then you got you're purchasing, the label says it's a 10, cards actually condition wise of 5 or 6. Then there's also, it's very easy to obtain, you know, slabs of these companies that are the same dimensions. So PSA, fake PSA slabs, in other words, they're just the holder, and then people with nice high quality printers can print out what looks just like a PSA label, plop it in there. There's a recent example I saw of someone, for whatever reason, they faked a GMA slab label with a Brady refractor, a Tom Brady rookie refractor. So they put a Tom Brady rookie refractor fake card into a slab that they created and threw it a GMA, which is a lower tier grading company. They are a legitimate grading company, but they did not grade this card. This was faked by someone with a Brady refractor in a rookie refractor, which is a huge card, big money, big card. So a lot of this is some common sense stuff. that you got to be on the lookout for, right? You got to be on the lookout for if, you know, a Tom Brady serial number to his jersey number, whatever year it is. It could be any year at all, period. If someone is selling that raw and they're selling it for cheap, it's probably fake. I'm going to kind of end it off on this second bad experience that I recently had as a seller on eBay, and something to look out for, right? So, and partially, like I said, this was me not catching the situation early on, because I was approached with some flattery, you know, hey, I love your channel, and this person even said they were like a radio host of some show or something. So, you know, in other words, they were trying to flatter me, and they threw out a really low ball offer on the card, you know, $1. And honestly, you can't sell a card for $1 on eBay if you're shipping it for free, because there's a 30-cent transaction fee. It's 60 cent for shipping, maybe 10 cents in supplies. So just right there, you're already at $1, and then the 12.5% fee on top, you're at $112, right? So the lowest I'll sell a card is $150, any card. So I just replied to him. I said, yeah, I can't sell any cards for $1 on this platform. I countered both of them at $150 each, so he wound up securing them for $3. You know, he accepts those offers, so he's into. One was a Brett Favre upper deck hollow view, which is, you know, it's not super rare, it's not expensive, but I mean, sometimes sells for $3 to $5. He's getting it for $1.50. And then a Donald Driver, who was a retired player, but he's in Mosaic. I think it was a 20 Mosaic, and it was a silver hollow. So mostly any silver hollow goes for $2 to $3. You know what I mean? On any player, it doesn't really matter. $150 to $3 is, you know, no one's batting an eye about spending that on a team that they like or a player that they like, retired or whatever. He's into them all in, free ship for $3. He accepted offers of over 50% off of what I had those cards marked at. Well, he sends me a message after accepting them and saying, hey, I forgot to apply your coupon. And I'm like, geez, this guy, man, this a bottom feeder. It's a bottom feeder buyer. The sentiment here is this guy, I should have off of the flattery in the beginning, and then the super low ball offer, and then them just navigating hard to try to get nickel and dime. I should not have proceeded with the sale of this card. I should have just blocked this buyer and not had to deal with them. But again, like I said, I wasn't sure because of the social media, the aspect of it, and that's why I changed my logo and took my face off of it, because I don't mind. I mean, obviously on YouTube, you're gonna see me on YouTube and other platforms, Instagram, things like that, if I drop some videos or whatever. But on eBay, I wanted to remove my face because you don't never know. You never know. And when it comes to people spending money, and if they feel like they get scammed, or even though 100%, I'm always very transparent, always very professional, mostly all professional in all my dealings with everyone. Try to work with people. Had a guy the other day submitting offers on like 30 cards, so I wound up giving him a great deal on a big, huge lot. Majority of the dealings with people are positive on the platform, and not people trying to get something for nothing. Or end of the day, here's what happened. This guy gets the cards finally delivered. I told him, no, you can't apply a coupon to an accepted offer. It says it in the terms of the coupon. Anyway, cards got shipped. He got it. As soon as the day him getting the card, he sends a picture and says, oh, this Donald Driver has a defect. He says, what can you do for me? And this is a scam that people do utilize, where they either try to, if there's anything mislabeled in a title or in the description of a card, then they'll try to utilize it and say, oh, you mistitled it. Or they'll, in like this case, they'll try to use condition of a card to get a discount, more of a discount. Again, like I said, this guy's been trying every angle to get discounts. See, I should have, again, these are red flags of a buyer. Maybe I made the mistake here of not just saying, I'll give you 50 cents off the card. Maybe I should have done that, but you know what? Just out of principle, I wasn't gonna play his games, and I just said, you're welcome to return the card, and I'll give you a refund, which is fair as well, I thought. Well, he didn't like that because he wanted more money. He wanted to get the cards for whatever. He wanted to be him at at a certain dollar amount. At the end of the day, he didn't reply again after I said you could return it and I'd refund you. And he just left negative feedback. So, you know, and then the only recompense here that I could do, I tried to get it retracted through eBay. They denied taking the negative feedback down. So what do? I just replied under his negative feedback with the situation, and I said, sellers beware, block this buyer. And I leave positive feedback right away. That may be a policy that I'm changing. When someone checks out and pays for an item, after I ship cards, then I go back and I just leave positive feedback. Thanks for whatever. I have a canned feedback that I use, but I think maybe going forward in the future, I'm going to change that and like wait if there are any issues like this. So then I can leave positive feedback, but I can say in the positive feedback the situation, beware a buyer, give a little bit more color, even though you can't leave negative feedback on a buyer like this, which is that's a bad deal there for eBay. These are the kinds of things that you need to be on the lookout for, the darker side of the hobby, the darker side of eBay, the dark side of whatnot. It's over on Macari. You know, any platform that's new that comes out where the cards are being sold or collectibles are being sold, people are going to try to exploit them, and it's going to be a small percentage. So, but as a savvy individual, as people who, you know, want to be successful in the hobby, these are just the nuances and sort of the darker things of the hobby that you need to learn, that you need to grab a hold of. The more you handle cards, the more you're able to detect counterfeits. The more once you see a real, you know, card that's commonly faked, and then you see the fake, and you've handled them, you've handled vintage cards, and you've handled, you know, those kinds of things. A lot of this stuff will become more second nature. So anyway, I hope this maybe has provided a little bit of help on some things that you didn't know about. So if it is something you're enjoying, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content and more of it. I'd love to hear down in the comment section some of the things that you would warn others about in the hobby that are issues that are the dark side of the hobby that people should be aware of. Let's just keep it kind of cordial. Let's just don't go full dark on you know, in the comment section, but let's just get a discussion going about it. So anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Till next time, that's all I got. Deuces.